Hello, precious people. I'm Jacqueline Parks, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be painting this beautiful tiger. Isn't he majestic? Um, I had several different options to pick from on Pixabay, which is a copyright-free website to find different photo references. And of course, if you are getting your own photos, that is great. But if not, then you need to go to Pixabay and find a good reference photo for yourself. So today we're going to paint that one. I kind of showed my husband the three that I liked, and he picked this one. So I think that'll be good. Plus, he's a super big Auburn fan, and they won this past weekend. I guess it was the first game. So, anyways, if you're a big college football fan in Alabama, then you pick either Alabama or you pick Auburn. Pretty much those are your two. So, anyways, we won't say who I root for. Anyways, here's my drawing I already did. As I've told you guys in other videos, I use DaVinci app in order to draw accurately the different elements. So like I've gotten all the basic shapes in here, a little bit of shading for the stripes, and it just makes it so that compositionally the proportions look good. So let's just get started. For some reason I've been using this brush for a lot of detail work and almost like painting the whole entire paintings with them. So yeah, this is a number 14, I believe, round brush, and I got it out of a set of really cheap watercolor paint brushes at Michael's. This one is also super important for me. I like these two, and this one and this one are almost pretty much the same, but this one, teeny tiny details, so that's good. And if you don't have a script liner or a rigger, that's also kind of important. I will do the whiskers at the end with a white gel pen. So I have this 3-pack, and it comes in 3 different sizes. So a 5, an 8, and a 10. Usually use the 10. And then that's pretty much how I do it. Okay, so let's just get started. I'm going to start wetting some of the tiger's face. And then after I get him nice and wet, I've been trying to use more orange. Maybe that's why I picked a tiger today. I'm trying to do more orange. But what I like to do is start with a light wash. So getting some of this. And if you're using pan paints, you may want to just spray them all with some water. Get them nice and wet. I usually just dip my brush in and go like this. And yeah, I know I'm getting yellow and all that, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world, really. I can clean them if I really want to. Okay, let me look at my photo reference so I get this accurate. Right. Okay, so I don't want to paint anywhere that there's white. I don't know if you noticed, I put my board at an angle today. Just because. All right, so I've got some good colors going in right here. I'll just go ahead and put this in. And y'all know I'm pretty quick at painting. I'm not super slow. I like to get everything down pretty quick. And see, this is just a wash. This is not even our end color. Basically, this is just our start color, as I like to say. Now, some of that's going to be white. I may need to lift that out and see what's great about watercolors. You can lift out everything. Pretty much. There are some that stain, but for the most part you can put some more water down right here because I just want this to have a great little feathering look. So you might want some more yellow in that. If you do have pan paints and you get a little frustrated that you can't dip a lot of paint right away, like I said, you can always go in with that spray and get that down in there pretty good. And see, I just want to get a bit in here. I don't want it to be focused on all of the stripes yet. I'm just trying to get this color in there. And then the tail, let me see. Tail's going to be a little bit more watered down of a color. Now I may just paint the whole thing because it's kind of this lighter yellow color, and then the black is going to be in there. And I probably should have erased some of those lines, but that's okay. My paintbrush, I mean my pencil lines, but that's okay. And if you guys have any questions while I'm painting, just let me know. I see, I'm gonna start doing maybe some of his black stripes in there. So I'm gonna use that Payne's gray and gotta get in there, get that nice and dark. And see, what I like about this paintbrush is you can get like tiny little spots in there. So I'm almost afraid to put it in, but let's see what happens. See how that's spreading out really pretty? So yeah, sometimes I don't know if I want it to do that yet. So definitely he's still really wet. And I'm just gonna dab that out for a sec. And I am starting to use Arches, which is a great, it's a great paper. If you haven't tried it yet, you need to try. You know what, if I mix this brown into my Payne's gray, it's gonna be like a more muted brown. And I kind of like that, so let me see if I can get that in there. See, it's still kind of spreading out, which is, it's okay. I just kind of wanted this to be more controlled at the moment, so I'm going to have to probably wait for this to dry a little bit. Let's see, there's like two different stripes over here. I don't want that. So I'm gonna have to do my what you call it, my heat gun. If you guys don't have a heat gun, let me tell you, if you're impatient like me, it's a good idea. No. And see, that's the thing about this. If you don't like something, just go back over it and it'll be fine. There you go. And I know his paw's right in here. It's just a little bit on that side. The other side's white. Let's see. I could get my little heat gun out. There we go. I kind of like that gradation into the white. Of course, my white over here is going to be blue because that's what the shadow is showing. I think you can see in the corner picture here that all of the white on the left side of the tiger is going to be kind of in the blue and maybe a little bit under his chin. So that'd be good. Let's see. So I might do that. Did I plug this thing in? Probably not. I think I had to unplug it. So in order to turn on some lights, and I could unplug my computer. I don't know what that would do. So we're just going to be patient and wait. Wait a minute, which is the hard part. If you watch Paul Clark, he takes a little break and goes take a sip of something, which I do have today. This says proud plant parent, and inside it is so cool. It has let me see if I can show you. It has a little succulent in the bottom of that, so it's kind of cool. But oh, I guess I'll tell you guys, if I didn't mention it last week, I'm going to Orlando to be an artist at Animal Con USA. So you should visit their website. It's animalconusa.com, and they have all the details there. So basically it's for animal YouTubers, and they're all going to be there and doing talks about YouTube on the first day, and then the second and third days they're going to have more about the animals and the care of an animal and all that. Different channels focus on different things. So I'm doing a booth selling my art where I've been painting tons and tons and tons of animals. So like here is one of my iguanas that I just did. I just did this little duckies. And what else did I do? Oh yeah, I did this elephant. So I've been super busy trying to get a bunch of paintings of different animals. So this one will be a tiger. Let's see if he's getting to the point where I can start painting again. Let's see what happens if I try on the tail. Because sometimes that'll be, oh, look at that. That's good. So see how it just takes a minute to let it dry. But of course, patience. Patience is a virtue, isn't it? I know, I struggle sometimes, but so I'm just doing this to get these in kind of quickly, but it's not the final. It's not the final coloring and all that. It's going to be definitely taking taking layers of this. So remember, we we don't paint everything all at once. We gotta take time and do the layers. So see, this is so much better now that it's dry. And I can actually start getting this in there. And I like how, you know, my style's starting to kind of come out. I really like how I have a loose feel to my painting. That seems to be what I enjoy doing and what I like to do. So look at that, just getting some stripies in there. And I already did a lot of the work by just drawing in some of those. And I'm just trying to get that in real good. The eyes, I always think the eyes are kind of like the most important part in the painting. Sometimes I paint them first, sometimes I paint them last. And see, I already got to make some more paint because I ran out. I need to get more water in there. And so you'll learn as you paint, you'll learn that ratio and be able to figure it out, like how much of each color, how much water. And it's just a matter of time before it becomes second nature to y'all. So there, we got his little nose started. And see, I should probably use a smaller brush right there because it's getting real detailed in there. And so I do have quite a bit of control on this, but it still would be better with a smaller brush probably. But that's just whatever makes you comfortable. And see, I'm going in darker and darker. In my reference photo, I don't necessarily need to do everything exactly like the photo. I can do it a little different if I want to. I can do lighter, darker squiggles. I can do whatever I want. That's what's so great about being an artist, is you can do what you like. Now, he's starting to come along right here. I am getting some good dark lines. Yeah, I like that so far. I hear somebody out in the kitchen. Could be my child getting ready for work. So yeah, this is going to be dark. Now I don't know if you guys follow a bunch of different artists on YouTube. I do know I have, my favorite of course is Paul Clark, But there's some others I've been watching, and they're kind of very much into painting animals, which of course I've been trying to do more of for this show I'm going to next week. Well, is it next week? I think I have 2 weeks still. Hopefully I still have 2 weeks. And look at, see, I'm just getting that darker. And this can be kind of dark in there. And then I hear my kitty. I hear my choo-choo. But if you're into doing some portraits of animals, definitely do look into, I think it's Tom Shepard. He's got a lot of really loose and amazing animals. His one that he just, I think it just got uploaded about a tiger. It kind of inspired me. Now I'm not even doing this anywhere near the same as him, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm just kind of getting this in there. And he's already looking so pretty. He's got a lot of black in here. And yeah, right in here. And see right in that muzzle area, I'm getting some in here. That's pretty cool. Kind of goes up a little higher. And see how it's coming along. It just takes just a little patience. And see, I'm just darkening these a little bit. And you see how I'm feathering that in just to get that fur texture. Let's see, put a couple more little lines in here. Just to make it darker because it's fading in there. I'm trying not to guess at this, but because it's very easy that you can do. Let your mind think, oh, there's just a bunch of stripes. Let's just paint a bunch of stripes. No, they're kind of going around in a contour of the body. So you definitely need to make sure you do that. Yeah, just like that. And just some right in there. And this tail is definitely going to be darker. And see, I'm making it's kind of furry, kind of like different spots, stripes. Yeah, I'm just using one brush here so far. And see, there's definitely a lighter spot in there. I'll probably go in with some of this brown. And see what that looks like in there. Maybe even some of the yellow. Yeah, look at that. That looks pretty. Yeah, that looks good. And some of this is more, yeah, look at that, yep. I want that in there. Now, I may go back in with a little bit of this orange in there. May mix up some more orange. And like I've said before in different videos, this is just a fairly inexpensive set of pan paints from Hobby Lobby. And what I ended up doing, as I've used some of the colors up when I first started, which was in 2020, as I use up the colors, I refill them with the tubes. Like this one, I just squeezed everything out of it into the yellow, because the yellow ochre, now this is professional grade, so as I'm replacing them, it's definitely with professional grade. Now let me make sure I'm getting this color really good. I like that. It's darker. It's kind of pretty. This is where I want this to be darker. And here's a little bit darker. And then his nose. And see how it's not really it's not going everywhere because it's not wet right in there. So what I do is I like to clean my brush, make sure it's clean, and then I'll drop some water. And it makes it smooth out, and so it's not as defined, but you know, I may want to have some areas that are more defined. Put some more color in there. And definitely get some more in there. Let's see. I'm going to put some of this in here just because I can. And then I'm going to put a darker color in here. Because that back leg right there as he's walking forward is in shadow. And this is not really in shadow. This foot is kind of in shadow. And see, what's really cool about this is you can wet your brush, get it nice and clean, and go back in and kind of blend where you think it looks too, what's the word? Too stark, and it needs a little bit more blending. Okay, so now I might go in with that blue color that I was telling you about. So I have this really pretty M. Graham turquoise, and I have some other colors already on here like Payne's Gray and a little bit of probably burnt sienna or burnt umber, whatever that one was, and just a little bit, not tons. So I don't really clean my palette, and that ends up making it look just like that. Now, let's see what happens if I put that blue in there. Might water it down just a little bit. Because this is definitely in the shadows right in there. And under his chin, and then kind of down in here. I'm going to rinse my brush and just kind of feather that out. That looks really pretty. And you can put a little bit in this ear. And just a little bit more in there. And right in here, it seems like that's a brighter white. But then over this eye, we've got some dark right in there. And put a little bit of shadow on this side. Just a little bit across his nose. And then over here seems to have a little bit of shadowy blues, so I might do that. Just a little bit in here. And see how that brings his face forward a little bit. I'm going to put some in here. Not too much. Because I think it needs to be black. And then put a little bit more dark in here. And then where else do I need to put? I think that's pretty good for that bluish color. could put a little bit on this back. And then in there. And then let me zoom in. I gotta zoom on my picture. Just a little bit. And see, just a little bit of that on his muzzle. And there is a little bit on this side. And he does have some black. I don't know. Let's see if I can make this. See how I'm just kind of doing some things here. Yeah, that looks pretty good. He's coming along. He's coming along. And see, this would probably be just a little bit darker. Can add a little bit of Payne's Gray. Just see, adding that here and there. And it just makes the stripes come out. Really pops. And see, this is still, well, it was a little bit wet. And some of these we're going to make darker. Because I like it a little bit darker. And just do it here and there. Definitely like this. And see how that's coming out? And then these have to be darker now too. I like that. That's looking good. What's this under here? It's like a little line right in there. And this is also going to be a little bit more. And see how I'm just adding over what I've already made. And so the wash that you do is kind of like your outline. I'll get his pupils in there right now. Oh, that's not his eye. This is his eye. Oops. Right? He got two eyes right now. Hold on. Sometimes I have to go back and look. Well, may have drawn too many eyes for him. Let me get a little smaller. Let's see what I can do to fix that. No, that's probably what I did. Get this one drawn in. Hopefully this is not destroyed. It could be, I don't know. Let's see, he definitely has to have darker areas where I need to go in there and get that going. And see, shadows help everything. Let me just tell you. If you're having a little bit of a trouble with your animal, just make sure you go in with some shadowing effects, and then that will make it all better. And I'm just re-wetting my brush, drying it in. I dab it on my little paper towel. Yeah, I don't know. I must have not drawn that eye too good. I don't know what happened. Or I drew too many eyes. Something happened there. But if it ends up in the trash bin, it's okay, right? See, I guess I didn't really do these stripes that great. I don't know what I did. See, this should be white in here, but I can put a white gel pen in there and it'll be fine. And then I'm going to make some of these little dots. And a little bit more in his mouth. And I didn't do pink yet on his nose, so I'm going to need to do that. Let's see, this little pen doesn't hold enough water for me sometimes. And there's his nose color. Now his eyes, let's do, I think it would look pretty to make them green, even though the picture doesn't have them super green. I think that would be cool. And see how I'm lifting out just a little bit on the bottom? That makes it so you can see it better. And I haven't even done the background yet, and I got 15 more minutes. So let's see what we can do to make that background, huh? And I'll just put a little bit. And this is kind of like the dry brush effect. So you can kind of see. Makes it look like fur. Alright, so now we're going to do the background. And I really like that tree. I think that tree on the side is so pretty. He's definitely in a zoo somewhere, but I can just pretend that he's somewhere else. Let's see, what do I want to do to wet my background? Go back to this and add some browns and yeah, just like this. And see, sometimes just doing the backgrounds are so much fun. Oh my gosh. And I might end up doing some more. Because look at that. Do you see how that just paint kind of spreads in there? It's so pretty, so pretty. And then a little bit right in here. You can tell that he has been playing with this log or tree, whatever it is. Now put some green in here. See what happens? That can like that. There we go. And that I'm just kind of getting this yellowish, bluish color just to get it a uniform color going in there, but it doesn't have to be. That's not what it has to be at the end. It's just going to be what I'm starting with. So just kind of putting that down. That's pretty. And I might go back in and get some of this color in there. And this part right now, I'm just kind of playing and having some fun. And just kind of making it up as I go. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'll probably go in with some. Lines to make it look more like a tree trunk. And see how I'm barely holding this thing? It's just like holding it at the tip. I just want this to be more of an abstract looking thing here. And sorry if I'm ignoring you. Hey, Christy. Thanks for joining. I get where I'm like so concentrating that it's hard to focus on the chat, but I don't want to ignore you guys because I appreciate y'all. Let's see. So yeah, this is just kind of turning into kind of some kind of wild tree trunk. Now I hear my dog outside the door doing who knows what. Alright, so now I'm going to start doing some grass, little grass shapies. And, you know, sometimes people spend a lot of time on all this, but Reese, what are you doing? Oh, she sounds like she's eating something. She does sound like she's eating something. Reese! I may have to go investigate y'all. Because it's going to be something probably bad. Something bad that she's chewing. What are you doing? Stop. Actually, it's a cat. I don't know what the cat's doing. Cat's being cat. Alright. So, now I have some decisions to make. Do I just want to make this like sky? Which would be really easy to just put some blue, or make it green like a jungle, or what? What do you guys think? Do you think I should make it into a jungle? Stay put. I'm using my kneaded eraser to kind of stick this down so it won't move, and then it keeps popping up for some reason. Alright, I think I'm going to mix some of this green and see what happens when I just throw it in there. See, I need to get lots of it. See how I'm just like rolling this? Rolling it, rolling it. Let's see, get down in there. And get in there. So some people like to do their backgrounds first. I just kind of like to do it last sometimes. I don't know. Let's see. Of course, then you got to be super careful when you're painting around the animal or subject, whatever subject it is. Sometimes I do a boat, and sometimes I do an animal. And see, I can do a smaller. This would be probably good to do this. You know what also is good to do? Just get some nice splatters. Now if I get a splatter on something I don't want, I can always wipe it off. And see, this is where you can just have fun doing whatever. Oops. And what's kind of fun is making some of those stripes kind of blend out with the background. Just let it kind of feather there. I keep messing that part up, but that's okay. Must be part of the plan. Right now, I think I'm just getting more greens in here. And maybe it's moss, maybe it's just this. Having fun. And then, I don't know about the background. Maybe I want to make it blue. Because you know what? That would be super pretty, I think. And contrast really nice with that. And see, it doesn't have to be super. It doesn't have to be like anything. It can just be sky, clouds. So that's kind of cool. And keep going down. White, wetting it a little bit. Be careful right next to there, although if we wanted to, it could be shade. But that's kind of cool. I like that color. What do y'all think? You like that? Yeah, I kind of like that. And let's see. I can use some of my scrapey for some grasses. This is one of those things where I probably need to practice doing more. There's a certain point that's a better time to do it at. But it's just kind of cool. I can always go in with something darker. I don't know what I'm making up here. But more green in that. We do know that tigers like to be in the tall grass. But I also want to make sure I'm keeping those shadows where I need them. Because it's super important to not mess that up. this is a shadow in there. And I like the little bit of grass right in here. Those. And I'm going to make some more big streaks right here. Oh, it's 11 o'clock, y'all. All right, let me just try and finish this up real quick. But it's kind of pretty. It's kind of pretty. I add just a little bit more in this corner just to make it a little darker. Maybe this corner a little bit too. What do you think? Yeah, that's looking good, huh? And I don't know if I should do any more on his eyes. You know, a lot of times after my lives, I go back in when it's completely dry and add my white gel pen. So I don't know if it's dry enough to do that, because that's where I wanted to make this part a little more white. And the under here was white. And of course we gotta put the little sparkle. A little sparkle. I already kind of did that one, which was kind of cool. And then this. I go back in with just a teeny tiny little bit of black. And just a little bit more in this pupil. Maybe. A lot of times you want that little bit of a shadow just across the eye. I don't know if you can see that or not. I know on replays you'll be able to go back in and zoom in. I'm also going to be putting those white whiskers when it's completely dry, which I'm not 100% sure if it is yet. I'm going to put some more brush, more grass, because that's like his shadow. I like that. So yeah, he's looking pretty good. Let me see, just a little bit more on his muzzle. There. See, you just never know when you're done. You gotta be done though at some point. You can't just keep going, because that's when you can be ruining it. I'm not too sure about this guy, but I like it's a little blurry. So we'll just leave it like that. Oh, thanks, Christy. She said she loves it. Might go back in with some detail on the trunk. I know I could probably do that with some of the browns. Just kind of add, you know, a little bit right here. Not too much, because I kind of like how it looks. but just giving it a little bit more of a tree trunk looking. Just like that. And see, this is where you can get overdoing things, but you know, I do kind of like there's a little bit of blue in this tree and a little bit the shadow and stuff, so it's just kind of cool. I do feel like that needs like some darkness like that, kind of like a shadow like that. I almost feel like that other part needs shadow too, but probably has some moss. There we go. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that might be it. I think that's it. What do y'all think? Think that's it? Well, I definitely think that was pretty good. That was fun. I enjoyed painting my little tiger. And as always, like and subscribe and let other people know if they want to learn to watercolor in real time. I just do this every Monday, 10 o'clock on my YouTube channel. And it's Labor Day today here in the US, so we're just enjoying our good weather and having a day off. My husband has a day off, so we're probably going to go out on the new boat that he just built. Oh, thank you, Christy. Yeah, I love the blue in there. I think it looks great. So yeah, we're probably going to go out on his boat. Maybe I'll do a little video of that so y'all can see how awesome he is with his boat building skills. He probably inhaled enough fiberglass to cause health issues. Who knows? But hopefully not. But he definitely is talented with the boat making. And so today may be the maiden voyage going out there on the ocean or the Gulf. So I think that'll be fun. Wish us luck, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Thanks for watching.